Hi all, this is Dr. Sage Breslin and this is Wisdom Wednesdays. I wanted to talk to you today about getting out. No, not getting out of doors, but getting out of unhealthy relationships and circumstances. And we're going to talk about personal relationships. We're also going to talk about professional relationships because believe it or not, you follow almost the same set of protocols. So the very first thing, if you're going to get out of an unhealthy relationship, is not just take off and run. Well, okay, wait, sometimes you have to do that. It's really to make a plan. And if you can make a plan with somebody who is going to support you as you exit, that's even better. Could be a family, a friend, or a professional like myself. So the first thing is get your plan together. The second thing is what's on your plan. So you need to have support for somebody who's going to help you just stay calm and focused during the process. The second thing is you've got to cultivate your resources. If you don't have a lot of funds, then perhaps your plan means that over a period of 2 to 4 weeks, if it's safe to do so, you squirrel away a little money at a time so that you've got at least to take care of your basic needs at the end of a month's time. Now, I am telling you, some people do this for a year. I would never recommend staying in an unhealthy relationship for that long, but you've got to be able to enact your plan. Now, for those of you who really don't have funds and feel like there'll never be a way to save enough in order to leave, I'm going to remind you that there are resources that are available to you at no cost, like women's shelters, counseling through local psychological associations that are pro bono or don't cost you anything. So do know that there are resources available, legal aid, for those of you who don't have the funds. For those who need a little time to put together at least enough money to afford things, consider what is valuable for you and what is maybe not valuable. Like if it really is going to cost you emotionally too much to stay in a relationship while you set a little bit of money aside, then don't do it that way. All right, so funds, resources, support. Ensure that you know where you're going. Have a sense for where you're going to land if you are exiting a home. Whether that's renting somewhere else, whether it's staying with friends or family, whether it's staying at a shelter. So depending on the kind of relationship you're leaving, just have a sense for where you intend to land, where you intend to go. Make sure that you have all of your important documentation, all your paperwork, driver's license, passport, taxes, copies of taxes. If you're in an unhealthy relationship and you have shared taxes with this person, get as many years as you can and take them with you, or take them and put them in safekeeping with somebody else. Make sure you have healthcare cards, insurance cards. Again, anything that you would need in this next step of your life. Make sure that you have enough to take with you in terms of personal belongings or clothing. Don't assume that if you leave things behind that you'll be able to go back and get them easily. Even in the case of divorce, especially a contentious divorce, many people have left things behind, even left pets behind, only to find that an angry ex has eliminated those things or smashed them or thrown them away or whatever. So if there are things that you really feel, sensitive about, or you really want to take with you, do it. Know that it's really great if you can talk to an attorney ahead of time, even just for a brief pro bono consultation, because you want to make sure that when you're exiting an unhealthy relationship, that you do it by the book, if you can, if it's safe to do so. So for instance, if you're going to be filing for divorce, don't take more than half the savings account with you. But by all means, and I'm not an attorney, take half and stick it in a new account with your name on it. And then at least you will likely not be, caught off guard when, folks ask you where half the money is. All right, now switching gears, take a look at the same kinds of things if you are leaving a very unhealthy relationship at work. Okay, so one of the things that we often find in people who work for a narcissistic or sociopathic boss is they forget that maybe half the time they're using a company computer, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a desktop, and there are perhaps folks that they'd like to keep in touch with. And again, I'm not talking about those outside the non-competes, but people that you meet along the way, work that you may even have done on your own life or your own contacts, not even having to do with work that you did on the company computer. Well, when you exit, you've got to make sure that company computer is being left behind. So if you are going to leave a hostile workplace, for instance, make sure that you have your own computer to do your own thing, to do, keep up with your own contacts and emails, etc., so that it is not sitting on the company computer. Nobody's asking you to, be mindful of the company secrets that's on the company computer. That has nothing to do with you. I'm talking about things that you may have accessed your history on the company computer that may have better been on an individual computer of your own. Think about, how are you going to exit? Have you had a conversation with this highly toxic boss? Have you gone to HR? And please understand, HR exists to minimize the liability for the company. We have this fantastical view that HR is there to take care of its employees, but that's not actually the mission for most HR departments. So you're welcome to go to HR, but it's not a requirement. And if you are truly leaving a hostile workplace, the best thing you can do is actually go to your own attorney, have a conversation, even just a brief consultation, a complimentary consultation, so that you have a sense for what your next steps are. If it's truly a hostile workplace, you may be wanting to file suit, you may be wanting to file with the labor board, you may be wanting to engage a stress leave so that you are not leaving the position permanently, but you are taking time for yourself to refresh, renew, recover, and then begin again, but based on perhaps different boundaries, different protocols. And if that's the case, you need somebody like myself, a licensed psychologist who does this work and who can guide you through that process, not only of recovering from the toxic abuse or gaslighting or whatever you've experienced, but also get you through the process of discovering what it is that you want to do, how you want to handle things. You're still going to need support. You're still going to need resources. You're still going to need to exit in a way that is by the book, by the protocol, and doesn't come back to haunt you. So just a few quick tips on how to exit unhealthy relationships, both personal and professional. If I can help you with any of that, please don't hesitate to DM or contact me. Thanks so much. This is Dr. Sage Breslin.